Super Cool Radio.
Hey everyone, before we jump into the show, I want to tell you about our merch store on Threadless. Shop a wide variety of logos with multiple colors and sizes available for each design. Your support is greatly appreciated and helps us continue to make killer content like this episode. Please visit supercoolradio.threadless.com or the link in the description to shop now. Hello everyone, I am Matthew Thomas. This is Super Cool Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got a great guest with me at this time. He's the lead vocalist for Worcester, Massachusetts-based modern rock band Young Other. Please welcome Dale Belliveau.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Very nice to be able to chat with you. How you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Hey, I'm doing all right getting to hang out with you, so I think it's a pretty good day.
Oh my goodness. I'm super stoked to be here. This is going to be an amazing time.
Oh, for sure. I don't doubt it at all. But before we jump into discussing everything that is Young Other, I got a fun question to start this off. What has been the best concert you've seen and the best concert you've performed at?
Who? Best concert I've seen this year. I'd have to say Shinedown at Louder Than Life. So we played that day as well. So we were side stage for that, and it was just absolutely incredible. It was such a good time. Just being able to be up close and feel the fire and the explosives from their set is just such a cool experience. Best show that we played this year, that's like super hard because this year was like the first year that we went back out and we toured with Escape the Fate and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and then we had two major festivals. But oh man, I don't know, like Louder Than Life was absolutely incredible just because it's a festival environment. And then like tour wise, I'd have to say like Frenchtown, New Jersey. It was an outdoor show and it was sold out. It was like 600 people in the crowd, and I don't know, it was just like I think it was the last day of April and the sun just started coming out and everybody was warm, and like it was just, I don't know, it was just a very like nostalgic show for some reason. I don't know, it just felt right.
Sounded like a really amazing experience, and I'm glad you guys had that opportunity. You've had, as you said, you've been very busy. You had a lot of great tours, plus two festivals in there as well. You guys definitely been very busy. But before we, I do want to talk about the live show aspect and, of course, playing Louder Than Life. But before we get to all of that, very recently you had the opportunity to spend a weekend with our good friend Jody. How was it hanging out with her?
Absolutely amazing. Every time we get to see her is absolutely amazing. I actually flew out to LA with her in August, and I was up there for like 36 hours, and then we both hopped on a plane and we flew back to Boston, and she stayed with us for 4 or 5 days, and we went to like the Godsmack and Otherwise show at MGM, which was their opening night, which is a new venue right outside of Fenway. And like we just had good food and we hung out and everything, and it was a lot of fun. And she's so amazing to be around, and like always laughing, and she's always given us opportunities for the boys and I to get together in different settings, and we had such a good time.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that. She's an amazing person, such a wonderful person to be around, and yet always having a great time, always laughing. And she does so much just for the musicians behind the scenes too, that she doesn't get a whole lot of credit for as well with everything that she does. There's so much that she's done. She's always so busy with everything.
She has to be one of the most hardest working people I've ever met in my entire life, and so genuine and caring and loving. And it's like that combination is so rare, so rare.
Oh, for sure. That's why she's just such an awesome person. And I'm very glad you had the opportunity to hang out with her a few different times now. And of course, I've met her as well. And I definitely look forward to hanging out with her again.
Oh, it's once it's booked and the plans are scheduled and stuff. It's just like it's one of the biggest things you're looking forward to. Like I cannot wait to see where we're going to be hanging out and what we'll be doing come this following year.
For sure. But before we get talking about young others, so for you, how did you get started as a musician?
I don't know. Like I always really kind of had like a something like for music, and like my parents bought me my first CD, which was a Nickelback record. I think it was all the All the Wrong Reasons. I think the one with the car in the road, and I just burnt that CD out, and I think I was like 6th grade, so like 10, and I just really liked rock and roll. I grew up listening to like ZZ Top and Ozzy and stuff that my dad really liked, and by the time I was 13, 14, I started getting into more modern music like 3 Days Grace and Shinedown and stuff. And I remember being upstairs in my bedroom watching YouTube videos of just them performing live, and I was like, wow, I want to do that. I want to sing. I want to write songs. I want people to know that they're not feeling a certain way themselves, like that there's other people here feeling the exact same way. And fast forward like 15 years, it's crazy to see that people are resonating with the same feelings that I'm feeling. And I don't know, I feel like I'm living my teenage dream every day, and it's truly a blessing.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that, and I'm really glad, obviously, you guys got into music, and we're talking here right now. But I'm really happy that you pursuing music and you want to make your career and everything. So, what is there any particular people that inspired you to become a musician?
Yeah, I'd probably say there's probably 3. Like a lot of the times, I get compared vocally to Lane Staley of Alice in Chains, and he was a huge vocal inspiration for me back in when I was like 16, 17, 18, and I really loved the 90s. That was a big core like foundation for me coming into music, wanting to be a singer. And like on top of that, I'd have to say Brent Smith of Shinedown and Adam Gautier of now Saint Asonia, used to be 3 Days Grace. Just lyrically and their energy on stage and how they really pull the crowd into the show and make them part of the show. And that's one of my biggest inspirations with Shinedown. Every time you go there, it's like you feel like you're part of the show just being at the show. And I love that. And I always want people to feel the same way at our shows. Like we're a very energetic band, and that's definitely where it comes from, like the inspiration wise.
For sure, I've heard a lot of great things about Shinedown. I've not had the opportunity to see them live. Maybe, hopefully, sometime. I hope that does change. But no, you guys, from what I've seen and what I've talked to other people about, you guys, always very high energetic. I really like the cover photo on Facebook, like you jumping in the air. It looks like a great representation for you guys' set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, even Brandon, our guitarist, and Jared, our bass player, they flip their guitars around during our set, and Adam's always spinning his sticks, and he'll stand up and come back down. We're all always jumping, and just I don't know, we like get this sense of just like we have to move, like the music's just moving us, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know, it's just who we are.
No, I think it's really awesome because if you're not getting excited about the music, how is someone else supposed to get excited about the music?
Mm-hmm. I feel that like the way people see us performing and being excited on stage is exactly how we play to the wall at our rehearsal space. It's just how we are. It's like we're excited to play. I don't know. It's just like programmed in us for some reason.
That's right. That's what music should do. It should be exciting. It should be energetic. It should be something that you do want to move to, especially when you're performing live. But for Young Other, like, how did you guys come together as a band? How the band form?
So we formed in 2016. Brandon and I have been, so the guitarist, we've been friends since we were kids, and throughout middle school, elementary school, all of that, and then come high school, we went to different high schools, and he started like a metal band, and I ended up starting like a grunge rock band, and come like just the year or two after we graduated, both of our bands miraculously ended at the same time, and I was like, I reached out to him. I was like, hey man, like, saw that you guys aren't doing anything. I'm not doing anything either. Like, I know we're completely different genres, but if you write a song, like, I'd be down to just kind of try to sing on it and see if something clicks. And he wrote a song and he was like, okay, I kind of like this. He wrote another song and he sent it to me and I wrote it. And he's like, okay, I kind of like this. And then we started getting together and we pulled members from his old band and my old band and kind of came together. And then we went through a couple different line changes over the past couple of years and the pandemic and stuff. But it's crazy to see how it just kind of all formed within itself. And Jared, our bass player now, he was in my first grunge band. So it's weird that we're all kind of like connected in that way. And then Adam, we played a show, and this was back in 2018, and he was with a different band, and I was like, man, this kid's like solid behind the kit and stuff. And our drummer at the time was parting ways because he was going to college and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, I kept in touch with Adam, and when the time came, I shot him a message, and he came in, tried out, and it was just it clicked very, very quickly. And I don't know, it's cool to look back at the history and just knowing that so much of us, like 3 of us, have been friends for over 10 years. And it's cool to still have that core, connection, like when we were all just getting into music and still having that, but growing. And I think it really speaks in the music with the chemistry, with how the songs are written.
Oh, I think definitely for sure, and especially to have that very long-standing relationship with the 3 core members of the band Young Other. I think it does show, and it shows in the writing and the music as well, that you work very well together because you guys have known each other for a good portion of all of your lives. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really cool. So like when you first getting Young Other together, what were like some of the obstacles when you guys first started, and how did you overcome them?
I'd say that's like a really good question. We had some obstacles. I'd say it'd probably be like time, and we all work. I mean, even today, we all work full-time jobs, and Brandon also has 2 kids, so trying to formulate the schedules and stuff. But we're always like, okay, hey, this is what's going on. We will drop things that are going on in our life. It really is like comes down to sacrificing certain things. Like sometimes we're not around for a birthday party, or sometimes we're not around for a certain holiday or a cookout or something. And we're putting it towards this. And it was hard at the beginning doing that, and people really didn't understand why we were doing this, and they were getting upset with us in certain ways. But now it's kind of paying off, and people are understanding why we have to do some of this stuff to continue growing and moving further along. But time is probably, and money, I'd say, is probably the 2 biggest. I feel like that's everybody's.
I think that's like almost everything in life now.
No time, no money. I don't know, but we still do it, and it's weird. It's like we kind of jump in with 2 feet and ask questions later, and sometimes it bites us, sometimes it works in our favor. But that's kind of been like the like motto over the years.
Definitely kind of style is definitely, it's a roulette. Sometimes you win big, sometimes you don't. But hey, you gotta trust your gut. You gotta go with your instinct, and if you're always prepared, you don't have to get ready to get prepared.
Very true. Very true. And being able to act like that's the other thing. It's like if anything comes up and you guys look like we had a show in February of this year, and we heard about the show. It was like 5 days before a promoter hit us up and he's like, hey, a band dropped off. Would you guys be able to do this? Shot it to the guys. Everybody's like, yep. Okay. Well, yeah, we're in. And it was just like, we didn't, we were already tight with all of our songs. So we just wrote the set list up, showed up, packed up all the gear, played that show that day. And it was our first big show back from the pandemic and everything. And we were just like, wow, like, okay. And it kind of set the pace for this year. And it's nice when you jump and act on something like that, when it just like opens a door. I don't know. It's a good feeling.
Oh, it definitely is, especially to get back, like when your first big shows back after the pandemic, which is a year, 2 years now. At this point, the beginning of this year. Well, how did you guys feel like getting back into the groove of playing shows now this year?
It kind of happened a lot quicker than we anticipated. So that first show we played that, and literally, I think like 3 days later, we were in the midst of a competition in between this on DW Presents to tour with Escape the Fate and Red Jumpsuit, and we were up against 500 other bands up here in the Northeast, and we 3 days later after that show did a live stream concert, which we set up during the pandemic. We were live streaming throughout the pandemic and playing shows via Twitch, and we had all the setup and everything, and then we had to live stream against 2 other bands, and we won the votes, and then it was just like, oh, hey, 6 weeks from now you're going on tour, so you better be ready. And we were like, okay, we're gonna be ready. And we won the competition. We got the bus all set up. We started driving out, playing the shows, doing it all, and then it was just like, then it was welcome to Rockville, and it was boom, 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 boom. There was no time to really process like easily coming back into shows. It was just like, all right, you're playing shows and they're gonna be big shows, and just do it. And we're like, okay, we'll do it. Like I don't know. It's been a crazy year.
It definitely has been extremely busy for you guys, especially, again, for not like touring and then going this year, to pretty much starting off with touring with Escape the Fate and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, which, huge, big names in the music industry, to go out on tour with them. And obviously DW Presents, really cool Twitch channel. They do so much, the contests and the showcasing just a lot of great music pretty much all at once. It is a very cool channel to check out.
Oh yeah, so many amazing undiscovered bands that go through there every single day, and we became friends with a lot of them. Our friends in Nailbite, we're pulling them up December 30th. We're doing a hometown show for the first time in 3 years, and we're pulling them up, and we're actually going to be live streaming the whole show as well. So it's going to be our first time bridging the two worlds of a show and our Twitch following. So we're excited about that. But it's so much good music to be found on that Twitch channel, and I highly recommend people check that out.
Oh, definitely. I'll drop a link for the Twitch channel in the description of this podcast as well, along with all things for links for young other. But real quickly, since we were talking about the Escape the Fate red Jumpsuit Apparatus, a little bit hard to say at times. How was it like? You had like six-ish weeks. I'm really struggling. I'm sorry. To prepare for the tour. Like, how was it? Like, how'd you prepare for that tour?
I would not like to, like, if I would never want to live those 6 weeks ever again. That was the most stressful time of my entire life. Like, between us telling work, hey, this is what's going on, and we were also getting our new bus that we have in the meantime of all of that, because we're like, oh man, well, our other bus is having issues right now. We can't get it in anywhere, and we need something. So we were like scrambling around for a bus. We got the bus. We put new tires on it. We got all this stuff, and it was just like, to the last minute before we drove out of the driveway to go to the first date, which was in Greensboro, North Carolina. It was just like chaotic, and it was, but we had to do it, and that was like the fun, because everybody's like, okay, well, yeah, what do we need to take care of? What do you need to take care of? And we collectively as a team made it happen and had everything ready for that bus. We got our bus has a like a handicap ramp, but we're able to put all of our gear, like our tour rig and everything all on there. And it's wicked nice too. And we had to get that fixed in the meantime of like while purchasing the bus. And it was just like, oh my goodness. But it was chaotic. But as soon as we got on that bus and we drove 750 miles down to Greensboro, North Carolina, it was just like, once we were on the bus, it was like, oh, this is so nice. Cause we're just driving and you're just driving and driving and driving. But I don't know. That was, I highly would definitely not like to live that again. If that like sums up those 6 weeks.
Well, I'm glad you made it through those 6 weeks. You obviously you made it to the first day of the tour. You made it throughout the whole tour. But yeah, definitely sounded very extremely stressful, especially trying to get all the logistics down in a very short amount of time. But you guys did it. You guys nailed it on the tour, and I'm sure maybe they'll give you like 7 weeks next time. I think that'd be much better.
Yeah, just that little like 1 week grace period would have been nice, but but no, it was worth it. It just like showed not only to ourselves but to our fans and our followers that we were ready for that next step that they pushed us in and they voted for us to be in. And I don't know, it's like it proves to me that if something crazy like that came up again, that we'd be able to follow through and make it happen. And that was a good test. And I know it's probably going to be a test that we're going to look back on potentially in the coming year or next couple of years, but it definitely tested us. And it showed us that we're a good team to be able to push through it.
Oh, definitely. It just builds like confidence for, next time. You guys already got some stuff in place. You already know what to do, hopefully a little less stressful. Obviously, again, time crunches aren't always, they're always not always the greatest things, but very necessary for you guys. And it showed to everyone who voted for you that you guys were ready to go on that tour. You guys made it. And it shows, if they do, like, if there's any of those competitions again, they're like, well, we know you guys can already do it. We already know. And that's why we're going to vote for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very grateful for that and to have done everybody right by them voting for us. Like that's something that we hold on to. For sure. And also, as you said, going along with the tour, you guys played Welcome to Rockville and Louder Than Life this year, 2 huge festivals. How was the experience of both of those? Well, so I don't know if you've ever been down to Daytona, Florida. That was my first time. And when it rains like, wow. And I mean, they called code red multiple times because these thunderstorms were ripping through, and I've never seen lightning like that in my entire life. But Rockville was crazy because it was like the first time, and we were there and we were just like, wow, like look at all this and look at all these bands. And we're hanging out with, we hung out with the Butcher Babies and Eva Under Fire and so many bands. And that's where we met Jody as well in the Artist Lounge. And that was like one of the best things that come from Rockville. And it was just such a crazy environment to think that like all of our hard work brought us to this point. And like I think that's like 1,500 miles away from home, I think, down in Daytona from where we live. And it's like it's brought us this far. And Louder Than Life, that was like, okay, we had a little we had a little groundwork done from Rockville, so we kind of knew what a festival like entailed, and made sure we had sunscreen and all of that crazy stuff. And it was just far better. We knew what we were doing, and we lined up quite a few interviews for us and stuff like that, and it was good. We made a lot of new friends and connections, and even like the amount of people who were excited to see us at Louder Than Life. Like the crowd was much bigger than Rockville, and it's like we definitely worked very well on social media to make sure that people knew we were playing and to get our name out there to come see us at what time. So it definitely, like, Rockville helped us out super amounts with just the logistics side of everything for Louder Than Life, and it was good. Both of them hold a special place in my heart for different reasons. Well, I'm glad you guys had a really great experience at both those festivals.
Obviously the huge, massive festivals, and there's so many great bands. I've met Ava Under Fire, really great band, really nice people to talk to, and there's so many bands like that at both those festivals as well. But I'm glad you guys had a great experience, and hopefully I got to catch you at one of those. Hopefully I get to be able to make it out to some of those, because I did go to Florida once when I was a lot younger with my parents. And it rained, and not just a little bit of rain, it was pouring for the 7 days we were there.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. It's I think it's always a hurricane down there. It doesn't stop. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I think it actually stopped raining the day we left, is when it actually stopped raining. So yeah, we got a monsoon when we were down there.
Oh my gosh, that's so tough. You just can't tell with that weather, because it's so humid, and it's 20 minutes later the sun comes up, and then it's just oh, we're gonna rain again. Okay.
I mean, it's surrounded by water all three sides. So, I mean, I'm from Indiana. All we get is lake effect snow from Lake Michigan. So we don't get tons and tons of rain like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, snow. How much snow do you get from that lake effect?
Well, okay, you're from Boston, so I can't really compare. Not Boston, Worcester, Massachusetts. I can't really compare. We got maybe a foot.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my! Well, I think last year, the year before, we got 3 feet in one storm. We're doing well this year. I'm gonna knock on wood, because we are doing very well. We don't have any snow. It's December 7th. I hope it stays this way.
Recording this is actually the 8th, so you made it another day.
Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. I don't even know what day it is. That's where we are.
I got a friend in Lowell, Massachusetts. I'm not sure how far that is from you, but he was there. He's from my area, but he goes to he has college. He goes to college over there, and he was there with that huge snowstorm. And over here, we didn't get much last year, so I was very happy.
Oh, he was lucky, because it's no joke sometimes up here. It's oh my, and then it takes forever to melt, but sometimes it'll just keep cycling, and you're oh my, it'll snow every 3 days, and it's 6+ inches, and it just keeps stacking up because it's not melting, and you're trying to look behind the snowbanks and make sure a car is not coming. It can get crazy, but I'm hoping we have one of those Indiana winters this year.
I mean, most of the time, when I was growing up, it was a lot rougher. We would get more snow and stuff. But the last probably 4 or 5 years, it's been pretty decent and pretty nice. So I'm actually okay with it. Other than being negative 40 degrees sometimes, it's all right.
Okay, we don't have that. We have negative 20 sometimes, but negative 40.
Yeah, we it was last end of 2020, beginning of 2021. Yeah, my car said negative 35, negative 40. Yeah.
I work outside. I'd literally die. I would die. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah. So other than that, we're just wear 8 jackets. You'll be fine.
Holy cow! I don't know how you guys do it. I'd rather the snow at that point. It's 32 degrees when it snows.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, it was only 1 or 2 days like that, so it passed pretty quickly. But yeah, there's sometimes it does that. Plus, with the wind chill, it'll feel negative 40 even if it's not. So yeah.
And I can't. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, it's nice we had to compare weather here in Indiana and in Massachusetts. But as I'm wrapping this up, I did want to talk about one other thing. So you guys released this year a music video for Cabin Fever. It was really cool. We got a lot of different elements and different scenes in there. How was it filming the video?
That was good. We shot that video at our friend Avery's house, and who was the main character, the girl. And it was funny because we shot the whole video, and then Nate, our videographer, and he does all of our Twitch streams and stuff. He's we call him the 5th member of the band because he is. And he's hey, I have an idea. I don't know if you're gonna like this or not. And I'm what's the idea? And he's we have to shoot it all over again. And I'm we want to shoot it again? And he's yes, I want to do something different than the lighting. And I was okay, well, let me reach out to Avery and see if we can use the cabin again. And she said, oh, yes, of course. So we shot it, and it was a whole different take. We had different little scenes and stuff. Like the scenes that you see in the video were completely different than the first one. Everything just worked out far better the second time. And that was a really cool shoot with the lighting and the shots, and I guess a little story as well, because that is the third video of the three-part series that we had, that we called it the Cabin Fever trilogy, which went from Wherever You Will Go to Leave It Behind to Cabin Fever. And that by far is our best music video out today. And I just love how that came out.
It was really awesome. I really liked the different scenes, and the lighting was very nice. I know you guys had to redo everything, but it turned out very nice.
I'll definitely have to let him know, because he's super proud of that, and we all are. That was the video that we dropped right before Rockville, and I feel like it just kind of set the pace for the rest of the year. And it's I don't know, very, very proud of that work.
Oh, you definitely should be. It turned out amazing. I will leave a link for the music video in the description as well. I encourage everyone to check it out and compliment the lighting as well.
Yes, in the comments, please, so they can see him.
But as I'm wrapping up this interview, what are the plans for Young Other for 2023? We're already, December 8th is the recording of this, as we've discussed. So what is for next year?
Next year, we have no plans of touring yet. That's all still in the works and everything. But besides that, it is going to be a big, big year for releases. We only dropped 2 songs this year, but next year we have minimally double the songs releasing as of right now. And we're currently shooting the music videos for them and all of that. But it's a new body of work, a new EP that we have recorded and will be coming out. So it's going to be a big year, and I'm very excited to be able to give people new music because it's been a long wait. We dropped nothing in 2020. We dropped 1 song in 2021, 2 in 2022, and we've got a good handful amount coming up for this coming year. So that is one of the big things, and I'm sure we'll be on the road again, probably come end of spring, early summer. So that's when we'll be back out there doing it. And we'll probably be going hard to push everything that we have coming out. So I think we'll hopefully be reaching everybody's town, because that's what we want. I want to be on that bus for weeks on end this year. Let's make it happen.
And I definitely hope it does for you guys. I love to hang out with you guys. So if you ever come into Indiana, hopefully after it thaws out, I'll definitely hang out with you guys.
Oh, we'll definitely reach out to you. We'll get you on the guest list.
I like that.
Yes.
But Dale, as I wrap this up, if anyone is interested, where can they find Young Other online?
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter. We're on Twitch. We do weekly live streams on Twitch. We're just twitch.tv/YoungOther, and Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere you stream music. We've got all that stuff as well. So pretty much anywhere, if you just search Young Other, we'll pop up.
Right on. I'll drop some links for all things Young Other in the description as well, with all the other stuff I said I would as well. For Dale Belliveau of Young Other, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate chatting with you. We had a really great time, and I definitely look forward to meeting you in person.
Well, thank you so much for having me here and for letting me talk and be on your show. And I cannot wait to meet you in person. And we'll definitely get you on that guest list when we're out there.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and I definitely look forward to it. I'm going to hold you to it.
Oh, it'll happen.
All right, on. For Dale Belliveau of Young Other, I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching this. Is Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.